Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is my review for 90 Day Fiance the Other Way Over There, okay? Season 2, Episode 12, okay? But first things first, if you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, dun, 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 and all that goodness and stuff. My allergies are still messing with me. I keep coughing a little bit, and saying because my throat dry. I just need to drink more water. I have not been drinking enough water within the past week or so. It ain't the virus, okay? I'm good, ain't the virus. But anyway, let's do a little breathing, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay? And do not forget to relax, to relate, to release, and to consider yourself and anybody around you. Okay? You can also like this video, comment in the comment section, share it on your social media. You can follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. If you hear tumbling and rumbling in the background, I just assume my neighbor's upstairs fighting gorilla, because I have no idea what's going on. Okay? Anyway, first up we have Kenneth and Armando. Look, I love Kenneth and Armando. I think they are a great couple. I'm so happy they are happy. It's so boring. Like, I feel like they are tiptoeing in my Jordans or whatever. Like, just it's episode 12, and we spent most of the season with them being apart. Now they're together, but I still feel like it's not much story. I just like, why are they taking so long? Poor Kay, what's going on? Okay, they're newly engaged. You know, they're having dinner. We have with Kenneth's 2 daughters, and Armando has 2 friends who he met either in San Diego or something with an S. I'm not sure. You know, who of course knows he's gay, who know he's gay, and that was like who he would talk to about things when he could not talk to his family or whatever. And they just sitting at dinner, you know, talking or whatever, all happy and in love or whatever. But Armando was terrified about the conversation he would have to have with his family about being engaged to Kenneth. I don't think it could be any worse than you telling them that you are leaving to be with Kenneth. I feel like his terrifiedness is just stress. I don't think it'll be that bad. If they didn't leave you be when you told me he was gay and move it to be with him, I think it'll be okay. I hope it will be okay. I know some people's parents really do be like some assholes or whatever and not being supportive, but I feel like all this build up to how, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I just hope the conversation with my parents and my family go well or whatever. I feel like I hope it would like put some positive vibes to that or whatever. Now, kind of like, I just want them to know that, you know what I'm saying, we are a real couple or whatever, and I want Armando to be proud of us being engaged. I want that too. And you know, Kenneth said how he doesn't want Armando to like be hiding it or whatever, and he's also not trying to rush him, and he does not want to put any pressure on him either, but he just wants him to be like okay with where they are. I feel like once you come on a TV show and you move with a man to a whole different place or whatever, you have to be okay with whatever's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you deep down in it, and I do wish them well, but I feel like I just want more. I feel like it's like the fact that last episode all we had was him propose, and this episode was just one little dinner. I'm looking like, that's it. Okay. Anyway, next up we have Jenny and Sumit. Jenny and Sumit. Jenny and Sumit. Okay, I don't know why I just did that little song. So Jenny has now been there for a few weeks or whatever, and their house still needs a lot of work, as she says, and everything. And so because they can't afford any of that work, because they're both broken, not working, they decide to paint one wall. They want to do one accent wall. But you know, here in the States, you can pay someone to come paint for you. You go down to the little paint store, you pick a color, they mix it and give you a little bucket or whatnot. Not over there. When you broke in India, you get a bucket, you mix it yourself. Okay, you gotta get all the ingredients, mix them. They didn't even have a stirrer to stir the paint to mix it. So Sumit had to use his hand. And Jenny said, well, they use their hands for everything here. I'm looking like, but paint comes, okay. I guess I digress. Anyway, so they painting the wall a little, you know what I'm saying, like pussy pink or whatnot, or pussy red, I don't know. A fresh meat red, I'm not sure. And then, Sumit say, well, my brother, contacted me or whatever. And, my parents are ready to talk. Now, Jenny don't want to go. Sumit gonna go on his own. Jenny feel like, look, they don't like me. They don't want to be together. So I don't feel the need to go there to have a conversation when I know it ain't gonna go well. I don't want to go and get upset. Jenny can't be out here stressing herself. Okay, not an India. She cannot do that or whatever. So Sumit will go. Okay, because he I think it'll be good, and I think I can talk to them or whatever, and they not gonna change their mind. And I feel like if they won't change their mind, then what do you want? I feel like I don't know what Jenny wants Sumit to do. Like that's just what's going on in his culture, and you can't want to marry him knowing how their rules and regulations are over there, but then be frustrated that he has to jump through all these hoops. I mean, you picked him. He catfished you in the beginning. You still stayed with him, okay? You then went over there. The parents said, we don't like you came back. Okay, you then went back over there, found out he had a whole wife, and you came back for the third time, and now y'all still trying to be married. And he's still married. And not only that, y'all are too poor to fix up your house. Girl, fix it, Jesus. Okay. We then have the oh so incredible Dumb Devon. Okay. That's her name. Dumb Devon and Jihoon is who we gonna do or whatever. And we see what happens last week. Now they kept trying to make it seem as if Drusilla was either kidnapped or murdered or tortured in some sort of way. No. She just ran in the street. Jihoon put her down. And Devon's daughter, Drusilla, the evil stepsister from the dang on fairy tale, ran away. This is the part that pissed me off. Devon raised a child who don't listen. Okay? Jihoon has been around Drusilla maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times, you know what I'm saying? This whole time that she's been, with this man or whatever. Jihoon didn't raise Drusilla. You and your mama did, okay? And the fact that Devon and her mama is yelling at Jihoon, I can't believe it. Get her. And I'm like, she not listening to y'all. Why would she listen to Jihoon? Poor Kay. If the daughter that you raised and if the granddaughter that her mama raised, I'm glad Mama Karen, if Devon and Karen's the damn daughter Drusilla was not listening to Karen and Devon, she damn sure was not going to listen to Jihoon. And if y'all both have raised that little terror, because she's a little terror, okay? If y'all have raised little terror Drusilla, and y'all are aware that she runs off, one of y'all should be aware of that, because he don't know. That's not his kid. He does not know how she acts. We knew Drusilla was a goddamn terror because on the first episode, when he was visiting them and his parents was there, Drusilla had her ass on the kitchen table, putting her feet in the eggs. That's how I knew that little girl is here. Okay, that to me meant her mom, her grandma was not raising her right. It's one or two things that's up with that little girl. Either she has some type of mental situation and she can't comprehend stuff, and if that's the case, I get it, because I work with autistic children. I get it. Or her mama, her grandma didn't raise her to listen. It's one of the two. None of that is Jihoon's fault, okay? And the fact that, because all she did was run away down the street, and she could have ran in the street. Now, is that a hazard? Absolutely. No one wants a kid to run the street, not all. But the key thing, this is Devon said stop, Drusilla. Her mama said stop, Drusilla. They then said, Jihoon, get her. Bitch, she ain't listening to y'all. We then seen Jihoon running to get her. But as Jihoon was running to get her, Devon and her mama still yelling and fussing at Jihoon, who then says, stop yelling at me. They then say, you was more concerned with your ego of me yelling at you in front of your mama than my daughter. Bitch, your daughter ran away from you. Okay? She ran away from you and your mama. Girl, the fuck back. Okay? Y'all cannot act like that's that man's fault. It's not. Put that wild ass child on a leash. I don't care if it's offensive. Wild children like that who run off, should be on a leash. It's an actual thing. It's a child leash for kids who dart. It's to protect them. Okay? I'm like, the fuck. Talking about Jihoon needs to step up because she Drusilla could die. If she died, it's on her mama. You wanna know why? Because her mama raised her. Jihoon is brand new in her life. That little girl don't listen to her mama. I was pissed. Oh my god, you let her run down the street in the dark in Korea. Bitch, so clearly she used to it. Okay? I'm saying this mom gonna say, I'm just worried. No, his mom say she's worried that Jihoon will be belittled with Devon and the mama. He will be. Because we see how much, Devon blamed Jihoon for shit. Everything that is wrong in Devon's life is Devon's fault. The fact that she got pregnant by Jihoon is Devon's fault. The fact that she then chose to be with Jihoon is Devon's fault. The fact that she then moved to Korea twice with a broke man she didn't know is whose fault? Devon's fault. Okay, none of that is Jihoon's fault. Is Jihoon irresponsible? Yes. Is he a bad father? No, because you know what? He not a father just yet. I mean, he's a sperm donor. He's a bad sperm donor. Yes. Is he irresponsible? Yes. But that's what happens when you have sex with strangers. You don't get to pick and choose who the father is because you fucked a stranger. Anyway, I felt like Devon and Devon Mama Karen, shut the fuck up, okay? Blaming that man is stupid. And then he said, like, I didn't, I tried to get her. She ran. What you want me to do? I wish you would sometime understand my feelings. And he starts crying. She then said, when he cried in front of me, I don't have no sympathy because, he acts like nothing is his fault. No, Devon, you act like nothing is your fault. You blame him for everything. Everything. Girl, the fuck bye. And the mama was about, I don't want to have to, scrape up my granddaughter off the ground. Well, get her ass up. I raised her. I protected her. You ain't taught her shit because she ran at night in the dark down the street in a whole new country. Fuck you, Devin, and fuck your mama. I'm like, they piss me off. I'm gonna have to scrape Drusilla off the streets. If you make her run away, yes. She did that shit in America. You can't tell me she ain't did that shit in America. Don't get to Korea and start blaming the Korean man. Don't do that. Oh, heifers. Piss me clean off. Okay? Next up, we have Ari and Biniyam, who I feel like won't end well simply because she not going to be able to deal with what he want. And what he want is someone who will respect and practice and acknowledge his customs, and she ain't gonna do that because she's Jewish, and I think he's an Orthodox. Is he Orthodox Christian? It's something I can't think of what it is. Anyway, so we then see after meeting Ari, Biniyam's two sisters and one brother want to speak with him. Okay, and it's simple like, look, you know what I'm saying? Look, your last girlfriend was crazy. The last girlfriend did not like you at the club working or whatever. The last girlfriend was this and was that or whatever. She did not support you. Like, we are concerned that you may be in that same situation again. He say no. Ari's different. Is she? Ari and her, well, he don't know it because he ain't seen the show yet. Well, Ari is jealous, and she's admitted to me this is not going to end well or whatever. Anyway, but he said, Ari's different. She's okay with this. She supports me and my talents. Okay, she supports me as a dancer in the club at night or whatever. The one sister says how I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I just really wish he would just be with an Ethiopian woman like it. That's just easier, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens if Ari gets pissed off, whatever, and she leaves and takes the baby? He say, well, you saw her tell me. She promised me that she would not do that. And I trust her and I believe her. I'm sure the first one said they wasn't going to. You married the first one, and in the vows is for good, bad, the ugly, the poor, the broke, leaving, not all that shit, and she left anyway. Okay? The siblings then bring up how they'll be more open to Ari if she at least embraced some of their cultured, traditions or whatever. And they point out that Ari and Biniyam have so many differences that, like, how can y'all make it work or whatnot? He said, look, I can admit, I do wish she would, address some things as well or whatever. I do want my child raised, how we are raised here and to follow our culture, but I don't know how Ari thinks or whatever because, again, Ari's Jewish, and he is, I think it's like an Orthodox Christian. It's something Orthodox something, but I think it's like Orthodox Christian or whatever. And he wants his child to be baptized. And as we know, Jewish folk, they may not be, that's not, they do whatever. Anyway, so we then see Biniyam takes Ari to the church there so she can just see, his religion a little bit and what he does and whatnot. And so she brings her out, she knows she has to be open to some stuff in this situation or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? She just wants a child. She says, I know he wants a child to be baptized, and that's fine if he does it, but that ain't what I want to do or whatever. She brings up how her parents are also different because her dad is Jewish and her mom is Catholic. So she's used to, the difference between the two. She then says how, for herself, she does not believe in hell. And because she does not think that should be taught to their son. And I was like, but that's up to the parents. That's the tough part. When you and the other person is like on two different spectrums, it can get tough or whatnot. So they go in to see, was it the pastor? The bishop? I'm gonna say bishop. I know it was a different title. I can't think what it is. The bishop brings up how, so what y'all here for? What's going on? Well, she's pregnant because it happened. Pregnancies happen. But you know what I'm saying? I want my child to be baptized Christian. What can we do? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? She ain't that. Because she's Christian. No, she isn't Christian, so what can happen? Can my son to be baptized? Excuse me, if the mom isn't Christian, but I want to be the one to baptize my child. Pastor then said, well, no, you know what I'm saying? Before the child can be baptized as Christian, it must suckle from a Christian breast. I was like, any Christian breast or the mama's Christian breast? Because if his mama dead. Well, you don't want just a random person titty on you. I digress. But again, the baby must suckle from a Christian breast, okay? So a woman who has never been baptized cannot then baptize their child because their breasts are not baptized breasts, okay? And so she's like, so what did you say? He's like, well, basically, your titties ain't baptized, and saying you need to be baptized in order for our son to be baptized because I can't baptize him, on my own. You know what I'm saying? So that's what had to happen. And she's like, I don't want to get baptized. I don't blame her for not wanting to, do that because it's against her religion. As long as she's like a real Jew. Some people be like, oh, this is what I do, but they don't really do it. Like, if she wholeheartedly is against it, you can't force her to not do, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him to force her to get baptized. I'll say that. Because that's not her zhush. But again, they sitting around trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to get her titties to be baptized or Christian, and we don't know what's going to happen. Lastly, we have Brittany and Yazan. Brittany has been there for a few weeks at this point in time, and she brings up how now things are going better. She's learning more about, Islam and Muslim, and, for the first time since the first day when she had the big blow with her parents, they're going by his parents' house. Now, she brings up how she is wearing, traditional garb with the hijab and, like, the big dress thing or whatever. That we see the mom is always wearing too, because she says, I don't want them to think I'm playing games with their son. I want them to know that I'm for real. You are still married. You are playing games with your son. I'm like, why are we acting as if that's not, girl, I cannot. Anyway, she did look great in the traditional stuff or whatnot. Now, he says how he wants to give his parents and Brittany time to get to know one another, whatever, and both be okay with this timeline of them not instantly getting married or whatever. He says, but he know in their culture, it's not normal for them to be like this boyfriend girlfriend. I'm like, oh, y'all fucking cousins. I feel like fucking cousins should not be so judgmental. Okay. Anyway, he also brings up how if his uncle cannot convince his parents to give them more time, that they would have to break up. So the married cousins and his uncle all sitting around or whatever, and Yazan and Brittany comes by, and the mom of course still does not want to be on camera, for her beliefs, and mom and dad are still pushing for them to get married and not be just boyfriend girlfriend or whatever, because what's the point of waiting or whatever. I'm like, why are you rushing? That's just dumb. The uncle become the voice of reason. Like, look, right now, she is not here as his girlfriend. Right now, she's a guest. She's a friend. Okay, and she needs time to get to know us to get to know her, and for her to get to know our customs and all these things that we do to see if she likes them. He said too many times in our religion, people don't do that, and then we have all these separations because people then realize, oh, we don't even know one another. I don't like you. I don't, whatever. And so he's like, we need to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Yazan then brings about, Brittany only thought the whole thing was, oh, I just have to wear her job, and that's all she knew. He says, but since she's been here, I've been teaching her more and more. Like, I've been teaching her what Islam, Muslim, and what all of it would entail for her to convert or even to agree to be part, all of that stuff or whatever. And, she's little by little starting to understand what it is or whatever. It just give her time or whatever. He says, and then her dad will get here later on. And once her dad gets here, she'll either marry me or she'll leave with her father. We will break up. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. That's fine or whatever. A father does want his son to be happy, so we can get y'all time to get to know one another. And now Brittany and him is happy, looking like, but she's still married. She's still married. And she's like, next I just have to figure out a way to tell them that I'm still married. I would have told him, like, look, I would have told him as soon as I got there. I would have said, look, I filed for divorce and I thought it had been finalized. I just found out before coming here when I went to get a copy of my divorce decree that it was not legal. So I had to file for divorce and they can take this out. I would have played it as if I thought it was done and it was a paperwork here. That's what I would have said. I would not have been here for weeks and weeks and not said shit. Because that's actively lying. You know what I'm saying? You're actively lying every day. If you tell them the issue up front and lie about how it got to that point, that's different than like continually just not saying shit that you know is actual in fact or whatever. But I mean, I digress. Girl, I just I don't think they should be together. I don't. But we will see what happens. That was the whole episode. And I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, peace.